Moving on to our next presenter, Chang-hyun Kim graduated from Graduate School of Architecture, Kunkuk University in Seoul, and also studied at CET in Ahmedabad. He practiced at Sangat and DDIR Architecture in India. In 2005, he started his own architecture offices in Bangalore and New Delhi, named AA Studio. The firm was established with the theme Asian Aesthetics. In his own words, after finishing graduate school in March 2001, I went to India in June the same year. I decided to leave Korea for somewhere else, as it was not possible to find a place where to settle in my country. Instead, I made much more of what I was doing at that moment. I was looking for new experiences, and this led me to the sites, frequently taking time off from school. I made many field trips, not only in Korea, but also across Europe and Asia, to discover the source works that influenced architects in the site. I had found a fragment of our Korean-ness that had been lost between the classical period and the modern contemporary period when visiting the IIMA designed by Louis Kahn and Gandhi Ashram by Charles Correa and their other works of 1960s and 80s. I thought that only if I could understand the context, I could find the clue of something beyond Korean-ness. Though I'm still on the way to find the solution, it is a thing which requires time. When I chose the theme Asian Aesthetics, I was young. Now what I have to do is rumination through my own works. Please put your hands together to welcome Chang on stage.
Great presentation. Okay. My name is Chang from Korea. I'm an architect. I'm really happy to meet all of you. And I'm here to talk about that, about my architecture. I'm getting questions very often. What brought me to India? What makes sense to be in India since 2001, which means almost 17 years now. And there is obviously the architecture brought me here, exactly modern architecture of India. And I wanted to understand, and I'm trying to understand, and I understood a little bit, I guess. So, to tell you the full name, as she spoke, that AA means Asian Aesthetics. That is, I would like to say that's my subject. In this subject, since I've been being practiced in India, I have many questions, which means project. But the project means, for me, each question in my subject. That the subject, over all many experiences of mine, I was a kind of architect who really wanted to feel what people are fascinated in. Wow, that's a great building. I wanted to know, is that great for me? Even if that is great, and why? Is that really great? I've been all this place, and even more, it didn't touch me so much. I don't know why. But it was great. And after that, when I went to India at 2001 to see all this, all those touched and then giving heat into my heart. And I wanted to really understand why. And I came to know why, because I cannot cheat anyone. I'm from Korea in Asia, and it was very curious to understand from A to Z. So over all these previous and this journey, I spent more than 4 years to see all the buildings, and it's 1 to 20 times. That doesn't mean I have so much of time. I want to be sure what I like. After that, luckily I was able to have my office in 2005, and this was my office plan. That I want to say question zero. It wasn't the question from someone else. It's my own, right? So when I saw this plan that I drew, it was for me just like the drawing of Mondrian, just like that on your right side, and on the left above is a national flag of Korea, which I wanted to have something that which is right bottom. Okay, so that has been mailed to my plan, which became like this. The upper part is plan and under part is section, and which it looks like this. Okay, it was quite interesting and it was very much enjoyed. This does not have much philosophy yet. Question one. There is one book bureau in Bangalore. The owner just one day asked me, Chang, what do you do here? I've been looking at you so much time and you are looking books. I was wondering who you are. And I told him I'm an architect. I want to bring you one site, which was the beginning of this project. When he brought to me his site, he wanted to build gallery cum house of his son. His son was photographer. The house was 100 years old, which has a small courtyard in the middle. So when I went to site, it was almost a useless building, frankly. And then the small courtyard reminded me, and the way to site reminded me, my journey of Rajasthan. So I had to bring up to 4 to 5 story building from ground. So this was my inspiration, and which became like this. At the end, I want to explain you why. All this, the courtyard, getting sunlight, and when you see on the right, red mark is the staircase, which is keep reminding us outside, inside, outside, inside. There is a story inside. Let us think simply how many buildings have story in our contemporary era. Remind us. We are staying together. When you see this section was the concept section from the street, which is from the right side, to reach until the roof, people has to keep turning around from the beginning in deep and outside inside. So this was under construction, and when you see left up, there you see the shape of the building, which is L shape, and in the middle there is a courtyard, which I kept from old building. The elevation, I'm getting question, why it doesn't look, how does it look like this? Because of the function inside. What they wanted made this kind of opening, which required from inside. So there was main entrance, which is generating ventilation and all. This is main entrance. Left side computer living, on the right is actual. So some of view, and this is from outside facade. It's very narrow street. The best of this building, the cost of construction was same as all other buildings. Question number 2. So, which means it's affordable building in India. Number 2, it was club in Hyderabad. Everybody knows there is a lake in the middle of Hyderabad, right? So this was Bangalore Central, Hyderabad Central Department Store. It was on the rooftop. And I could see the lake from the rooftop. So, okay, to chill out in the evening, why don't you remind us, why don't you remind the water when you're inside? Okay, we bring the contact. So this one, and the the height was 6 meters on the rooftop, and then it was 45 meters long inside. So on the back, where people are getting drinks, I was thinking that we make wave with the LED behind them, and there is no light anymore. So this became like this, and this was a concept, and this became like this, and then this is supposed to be played by a DJ, not by me. Question number 3, third question was, this is an unbuilt project, unfortunately, but I like very much. The same client of book bureau, that he brought me his mango tree place, for a farm, and he wanted to have in the middle of the place his own house. So when I saw the place on the left, where there are no trees, it gave me a kind of willingness of building, as you can see on the right. So where a building can be placed, and then walk along, and pavement could be. So this is what after study, and this is during the study. This could be before construction. Frankly, I like this building the most. Next one is Korean Cultural Center at Rajpatnagar, New Delhi. This building was again interesting too because of a very narrow budget and finding place where cultural center could be. We've been around 5 places to search the place, and then we was on the pressure of the time or the schedule. And we found one building in Rajpatnagar where supposed to be a guest house, 19 rooms inside. And the building was completed up to 90%. So overall then, we pursued the building owner to demolish up to 50% up to my plan. And I will add someone new, please. So he agreed, we started. And so we wanted to put the gentle identity of Koreanness in India. That when you see the 3 colors, the blue and red and yellow, is actually from the logo of Korean Cultural Center, which is in the middle of the building on here. What you can see here. And this 5 to 6 story building has a void space in the middle that we kept as sunlight. Arrived certain stage which has the same language of existing building. So after this, with the material, we have made the fulfilling of programs in this environment. And this white portion, as you can see on the right, and then full under part is extension building. And under white building, the dark red part is old building. So we extend it a little and bring old building up, and down is just piloting. And we studied many patterns due to privacy and then the efficiency of the heat. Like that. And this became like this. This is the other side of the building, and extension building is floating. There you see far away under that, the beyond the spiral staircase is all the existing building, small one. Well, my explanation was sufficient or not. I don't know whether I deliver to you sufficient word. But overall, what I would like to say, actually, I don't think architecture is a kind of creative job. It's, you can only discover and then communicate with the environment and users and all the community. That's what I was thinking. Thank you.